Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the one, the only GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and geek culture. And today we've got in the virtual studio
Dayveonne, Bussey, ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
And also we've got
Xaya Nightwolf. What's up?
Xay, say what you want. Yes, so today we're going to be talking about something that's coming up every day, almost every hour in a conversation. The one and the only monster in the room, AI, artificial intelligence, but specifically having to do with geekdom and having to do with geekdom and also having to do with jobs and dating. So let's start out with dating, because that's always fun. Do you think AI is going to affect how people date?
Yes, because we got so many vulnerable people that don't know how to women or man up and try to find a relationship. So they're going to let computers do the work. Just basically they trying to do some algorithm and just figure out who matches with who. It may work and it may not work.
Mm-hmm. What you guys say about that, Zay?
Wow. When I think of AI, personally, to me, I just think so much, like technology, so much of computer stuff, and it's just it's like I'm talking to you on social media, but at the same time, it's just am I talking to a real person, or is this just like scammer or something like that? I don't know. This is my personal.
No, to me, no, that's not what it is. It's probably going to actually be a hookup type scenario. It's going to pick who you match with, and you go on dates in the process. That's what they mean by the AI system. The AI is going to basically see who's compatible with who. And it may not be the right compatible because it's only going by likes, dislikes. It's not going by personal tolerance. It could be something that she does that pretty much may annoy the crap out of you, or it may be something you do that may annoy the crap out of her, but you won't figure that out because the AI is only going by your profile, what it says. If you're a nerd, oh, okay, you're good to match with her.
I think it's kind of funny, and this is why I threw it out there that way. It's interesting. You guys automatically went towards apps and the ability for the apps to match up. But that's nothing new in a sense, because they've been using some sort of algorithm for I don't know, a decade or more, if not more, already kind of hooking people up. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
so you don't think AI would go even further?
Yeah, AI is going to go even further because remember, when let's say for instance, we got Tinder, Bumblebee, all those other dating apps. They throw somebody at you, you either swipe left saying you're not interested or swipe right saying that you're interested.
Right, but do you think anything will change? Because it's already, the computer or algorithm is already doing that. So do you think it will go any further, or just...
Yeah, it's going to go further because...
In what way? Because what you said is already... It's been doing that.
No. What I'm saying is, if anybody saw Black Mirror, where they had an episode where people go on dates and it gives a certain compatible, okay, this compared to this relationship, it's only going to last a month, or y'all going to get married, or X, Y, and Z. That's how this is going to end up. Like, I really see this actually ended up like that. Because if you really look at it, we're so into technology wise, and it's a good and a bad thing. How you utilize technology, it's all about it could be a good thing or a bad thing based on the fact of what's the sole purpose of the AI. Because an AI can basically, okay, like I was saying with Tinder, but at least you had an option to, oh, I'm going to take this girl. Oh, no, she's not that attractive. Compared to a woman, same thing. But if you advance it even more, you won't have a choice. It's really going to go by what y'all have compatible. Besides, oh, I don't want to go on a date with her.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I think I understand because I didn't understand what you said, but I think I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is that these apps will no longer have you swiping and choosing, that these apps will actually do the matchmaking for you. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay, and Zay, do you think that will be the evolution of online dating, where the application will choose for you?
Technology and social media has been advancing throughout these years. So honestly, I'd say, like, yes, because like nowadays it's been ongoing for a while, for like AI, and it's like it's choosing itself for you, and like it's not it's choosing it for you for like what AI thinks or what's compatible for you. And like sometimes unexpectedly you may not know, like, huh? Oh, well, wow, this person. It's like you're on Facebook. It's like you're on Facebook dating. Like we mentioned earlier, like Facebook dating, Bumble, Tinder, all this other dating apps. Like it's selecting things for you, and so like with all that's being going around in that particular, yes, I'd say
that's
yes.
interesting. That's it, and because of, like, for instance, if you like mixed martial arts, right, and you tend to look at the kicks versus the punches. Well, you spent this amount of time on these kicks, so I'm going to give you more kicks. So in some ways, artificial intelligence would be, or the algorithm, what words you want to use, would be very correct, right? If you constantly go after a tall person or a short person or a large person or a skinny person, allegedly, this is what you want. The danger in that is if you are meant to be with a skinny person, right? But you're only kicking because you're used to being attracted to a larger person, you'll miss out on that person you were meant to be with because you're so caught up in the technology making that choice. Or you almost created those biases where they're only going to present these individuals to you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people to go out. Stop with the apps. Like, go out, meet people.
But you got so many people that's introverts where they really
grow up.
you can't tell them to grow up because you got people that like believe in being confined and not going out of places and staying so like secluded, and you got some people that's outgoing that
They
like to go
live by that. Well, you know what's interesting, right? I know this is a little different, but because I thought that was amazing that you brought that up, Dayveonne, because we're in this time where this is what I like, so I like that, and that's it. This is who I am. This is the take me how I am almost vibe generation. But the problem with that is there might be things that you need to fix. You need to mature or expand your horizon. So it's dangerous because artificial intelligence, especially within dating, but other aspects, it makes people so lazy that they don't have to expand. I want it this way. I like it. This is who I am. Just accept me. But what if you're a jerk? Maybe you might just be a jerk, and people don't have to necessarily accept that.
Right.
Now, like, here's the thing in regards to that. Regards to the whole introvert extrovert thing. Now, here's the thing. I honestly would consider myself to be like extro introvert at times because
You're normal.
Oh.
You're average. I know you want to come up with a fancy title for it,
Yeah.
but
All right, forget I said that one. All right, me personally, like sometimes, most of the days, right? Sometimes I like to be to myself, because most of the time, like I feel more connected when I'm to myself and my higher upbringing. But like at the same time, it's just like you can't be in your house all the time.
All
You
the
can't
time.
be in your house all the time. You can't always, just like stay in one space, because like that's not because sometimes, most of the times, I like to go out. I like to meet people. I like to meet different people. But hey, whether if I may be in this state or out of the state or who knows, maybe out of the country. Like, like you never know until like you get to see someone like face to face, and like times change. People are so glued to this, what we see on here. 9 times out of 10, like when it comes to like social media and these dating apps thing, like 9 times out of 10, like the chances are is very low because like you don't get to know who people truly are until you meet.
And and I'm sorry to say, 9 times out of 10 with these dating apps, there's people that's just using it just to get a quickie or just to go out there and just. But
That's a
just to keep it PG, that's why I'm saying it like that. So it's like, what is the real purpose of it? The only thing I see going is like it's going to evolve past the whole swiping aspect, and you're going to have no choice but to deal with these people on a personal level.
that's true.
Because it's going to tell you, okay, you're going to date such and such at this location at this time. And you will go there and you're going to be like, some people may enjoy it, and others probably be like, yo, is this over yet? I'm ready to leave. I can't tolerate this. So it's like defeating the purpose. Like sometimes I feel like a lot of people rub people the wrong way. And it's always that, oh, I like this guy or I like that guy. And same thing with guys. Oh, I like this girl, or this girl is a side piece. So it's everybody's mentality is different. I'm not saying all men think that way and all women do, but it's just everybody has their agenda when it comes to dating.
They always do. Like that's why I say like you never know because like people always have an alternative. People always have an alternative.
Well, do you feel that those alternatives
dating scenario?
Do you feel that those alternatives get extended in a situation with artificial intelligence? I don't know why it wants to connect to my phone so bad. Let me take that off. Or maybe I should use this because for some reason it looks super clear. Do you feel that artificial intelligence is going to heighten people's agendas or take away from people's agendas? Like, what do you feel about that?
I think it's going to take away from people's agendas because you have no choice but to date somebody you may have a compatibility, or date somebody that you don't, but you have to go with the flow because that's the selection that the AI told you to who you should date.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, what you're saying is very sci-fi. I mean, I find it fascinating. I don't think it'll ever get to a point where people won't have a choice.
Like that? No, when I say don't have a choice, meaning it's going to set up where you have to date, but depending the ratio and how the date went, because it's probably going to have like some type of setting where the AI has scheduled you. It'll be right there in the center. Like I forgot, it was like a YouTube show that they had, and they had a little red or white thing in the center, and you had to press the button if you want to basically end the relation in the on date.
You talking about speed dating?
It's not. It is kind of like speed dating, but it actually picks who you should be compatible with.
Mm-hmm. Well, besides science fiction, and films and stuff, in the practical sense for right now, where do you
Right
see that these algorithms, right? Because these, basically these algorithms, how are they affecting the interaction or dating right now? In your opinion?
I want to be like it's not really doing as much because it's giving you options, and then next thing you know, it kind of steer away from certain things because you could basically look at somebody's profile and you'd be like, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's that one girl where you look into her profile, she'll get okay, I like her, but does she like you? So it's like, okay, if she sees your profile, she can either swipe left or swipe right.
Right. But how would that ever change?
Like, it's going to evolve because what's going to happen is right now the population is really low now in the world, as quiet as it's kept, because a lot of people ain't marrying.
That's another show, but I could debunk that. But that becomes a whole political, social, racial conversation. So let's leave that one alone for like politics. We'll save that for politics. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the job market. This is very important to everyone, because especially those that are about to go to college, in college, just out of college, just starting out their career, and then boom, they might be replaced. Have you guys heard any feedback from any concerns? Let's start with the concerns that people have when it comes to jobs and artificial intelligence.
Placing people in the wrong position.
Okay, that's interesting. And Zay, you just graduated, right?
I graduated college 2 years ago.
Okay, that's not that long ago, but
yeah.
You're a COVID graduate.
Yeah. But I'm currently working. I'm okay with where I work. I mean, it's not completely related to the field I've done in psychology, but it still got me. It still got me there. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd say it all depends on what you're doing. For long story short.
Well, interesting. You said, wait, psychology or sociology?
Psychology.
So there were reports of basically AI saying, "Yeah, kill yourself. Go ahead." Like people super depressed. But there are also people relying on having conversations with artificial intelligence, trying to, they're lonely, they need a friend, or people seeing that maybe in the future, the very near future, and people are testing it now, instead of calling a hotline, like a, a suicide hotline, and having a person, they'll have a computer, artificial intelligence talking to them. How do you feel about that? Almost being replaced, some job opportunities in psychology, even medical.
Wow. How I personally feel about that, this is how I actually feel about everything else. Technology is taking over. Well, AI is taking over too much of things now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, here's the thing. Like, if I feel let's say, for instance, if I feel some type of way, right? I feel overwhelmed by stuff that I got going on in my life, for example. Like, to me, talking to like a person on AI is completely different of talking to an actual counselor in person. And like, because like I feel like talking to an actual person, directly, it's more human. It's more human. It's more better that way. It's more better that way, to get some actual feedback, because like AI is, like I said, AI can just like give you like some AIs can be possible, can give you like maybe false information, or like maybe information that that's not really for you.
Mhm.
So
Or very textbook, right? They're
well,
kind of limited, at least at this point, of the responses.
I'm going to say this:
Mhm.
AI is not going to give you that human connection.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I'm saying like human interaction is much more better than having AI connect for interaction because
Well, you know what? I'm going to push back on that. There are a lot of jobs that people are not, they're following a script anyway. Let's just say what it is, where they're just literally just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether like you go to cashiers and they're just like, no personality, like The Walking Dead, right? Growing up, it used to be like, "Good morning, how you doing? You buying some eggs today? This is great." And they're having all these conversations. Now it's like, yeah.
Welcome to
Welcome to Dark Smart. Mm-hmm.
No, welcome
Cash
to
a card.
Come in. I help you. You want hunt? Okay.
But all that's
What
replaceable.
else?
All that's replaceable. When you
Right.
think about it, like, well, it's interesting. Even in the fast food places, there's kiosks where you just make your order and this and that. So are we putting ourselves in a situation where the bar is so low with customer service that we're embracing technology taking over? I'm starting to feel, in some areas, I'm starting to feel that. But the danger is, where are these people going to find work? Because if they're terrible at doing something that's so brainless, where they could just follow a script, all right, well, we don't need them anymore. So where are they going to go? What are they going to do next?
See, the thing about it is, it's going to go by. I think our currency, they're going to find another way for currency. It's not going to be cash. It's not going to be money. It's probably going to be, I have no idea. I'm going to say it like this.
I'm trying to get the bridge on that one, because where does that have to do with artificial? Because robots can take the cash. That's not a big issue.
No, it does. Because once artificial intelligence take over the job market, what type of job are we actually going to be doing? Unless you're a computer expert or somebody that knows technology, what about the other? That's not computer savvy, that doesn't know anything about computers, that, because guess what? You're going to have AI for therapy, AI for cooking your food, AI for this, AI for that. Right now, they're fighting it for Actors Guild, for SAG, because they're talking about creating AI by scanning people's faces and likeness and put them into virtual screens, and then they're in films.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to pay for that? Like, are you going to pay the people that you scan for the timely fashion for certain movies and certain things? These are the things you gotta look.
That they want to pay once and be able to write off that forever. That's the argument. Yeah.
And you can't, because guess what? I'm going to keep looking for jobs to be in the film industry. I'm going to keep looking for what I like to do. I'm sorry. But yeah, some people want to keep doing what they like to do, or they're going to try to do something that's minimum wage. Like right now, even with Uber and Lyft, that may be soon going to be AI. You're going to have a robot driving you from point A to point B.
Can your current 9 to 5 be replaced by artificial intelligence?
Yes, everybody's job can be artificially replaced. And it's probably going to be a little bit faster and convenient for some, because guess what? With the AI, it's going to be faster, more sufficient. Well, to them, more sufficient. Because to them, all they got to do is put crunching numbers.
Well, can artificial intelligence be a plumber? I don't think so.
Maybe. Maybe. It's possible.
You know the movie iRobot?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. Yes.
Okay, so we said jobs. Oh, let's move to geekdom. Let's move to geekdom because right now, actually, a friend of mine told me about this way before it went public because they tried to do this several times before, creating a union for the special effects creators. So they're trying to create a union and first hit up Disney with like, we created a union and you need to take care of us and you need to pay us more in overtime. Um, that if that does happen, that will affect all the like how fast the Marvel movies would come out, the DC movies, all the anime, because there's a certain percentage of anime that's actually done with computers. They're just created to look 2D instead of three-dimensional, right? So all these things will definitely affect geekdom. So I think the amount of product and quality of product will, maybe not the quality, but the time in which it comes out will take a step back. Are you guys okay with that? Or is that something like, you know what? I'm willing to wait. Maybe movies are coming out too fast.
Heck, you got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Really? No, movies ain't coming out too fast. Even with this strike, movies ain't coming out too fast.
Well, it's interesting because
there's been movies that been back.
When I think we're all saying when we were a kid as different time frames, but I think we all kind of, I mean, do you remember even when you were 5, right? Actually, even 15, right?
Yeah.
A movie would come out. It'll be in the theaters for at least a minute. At least a minute. Now it's like movies out, and it's like within a month, we moved on to something else. People don't even talk about movies for a long time. Unless it's a huge smash, like Black Panther was huge because it was so cultural.
Right.
Right? As well as people wanted to take advantage of it. They wanted to, everybody wanted, like all the promoters, I want to have a Black Panther party, but it was a very specific situation. Even the Star Wars movies, people didn't talk about it too long.
Right.
Did you guys see Indiana Jones?
Nope.
It went out like before. It would go out. It'll, even if you didn't get the buzz immediately, a month or two. Did you know there was a Indian? Oh, I need to see that. I'll take my time. Now it's like, well, if I don't see it within the first 2 weeks, I'll just wait for me to stream it.
Right.
Exactly.
So any trends? We have a little bit more time. Are we right on the cusp? You know, we're right there. So you know what? We need to. I'm curious. We need to do another one of these, and I'm curious, especially with the dating some female perspectives on this as well. But let's do another part to this next week or so. Are you guys available next week?
Yes, I'm available. Yeah.
Right, cool. Zay, you can't? Cool. So yeah, let's do it because there's so much with artificial intelligence that we could talk about this, just at the impact. All right, so thanks. If you're watching this on cable, thank you very much. If you're watching this on Twitch, thank you very much. And of course, our YouTube fans, Instagram, you're watching GeekCaster, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and keep supporting and keep thinking. That's important. We're out of here.
Peace.